Hi, and thanks for joining me. This is Dr. Clark, and today we're going to be doing the first lecture, a class overview for Health Studies of Dangerous Drugs, PBH 435. I'm going to start with some basic contact information for me. Again, my name is Sheila Clark. There's my email, sheila.clark@unlv.edu, and also the best contact number for me. This is not my office number, it's actually a Google Voice number, so you're welcome to both call, leave a voicemail if necessary, and also to text. I do have that managed, so if you have a question at 3 o'clock in the morning, I probably won't be getting back to you at 3 o'clock in the morning, but feel free to send it without worrying about whether you're going to be waking me up and getting in trouble for disturbing my sleep. That is available 24 hours a day. I'm not quite that available, but I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. If you are on campus, my office is in the Bigelow Health Sciences building, office number 354, and my office hours are Monday and Wednesday, 9:30 to 11. I am also available by phone during those hours, so if you have some time, have some questions about the course, you're welcome to give me a call. We can also arrange Skype or Google Hangout if any of those would work for you to answer any questions you have about the course. And then I'm also available outside of those hours by appointment. In general, if you have questions or concerns, my goal is always to return your calls or emails within 24 hours, although typically not on weekends when I do try to have a life. So in terms of our agenda today, we're going to start by talking about the syllabus, kind of an overview of that, and then we'll talk about the technology needs for the class. As an online class, we do have some little bit more involved technology than we would for an in-person class. And an important part of that is a tool from McGraw-Hill, our textbook publisher, called LearnSmart. And then we'll also go through a typical week and how that would look here in PBH 435. All right, so the syllabus, of course, like most of your professors, I will hold you responsible for knowing the content of the syllabus. We're not going to go through it paragraph by paragraph here in our lecture. I'm going to count on your ability to read that through, but I will expect that if you have any questions about how the syllabus works, that you will reach out and we can get those worked out to your satisfaction. A couple of policies that I have that may be different than other instructors that you've worked with. I just want to make sure that we get those clarified here at the beginning of our class. The first one is about extra credit. I don't typically offer that. In general, I find that students who need it don't do it, and the students who do it don't need it. So you won't find any extra credit assignments available here in PBH 435. There may be an occasional extra credit question on a test or that sort of thing, but in general, no extra credit assignments available for bringing up grades at the end of the semester or that sort of thing. Also, I don't accept late work. But I do understand that life occasionally gets in the way of studying, so I have a system of late passes. You can use one of these late passes. You get 2 over the course of the semester, and your late pass will automatically extend your deadline for 4 days. So if you're having a particularly busy week at school, or your car breaks down, or your boss calls you in right before an assignment is due and you've got to go to work, you just go ahead and send me an email. Let me know that you'll be using a late pass and what assignment it'll be for. The details are spelled out in the syllabus. It will be important to let me know before the assignment is due, but that's it. You don't have to explain why you won't be able to get it in because it doesn't matter. As long as you have a late pass remaining, your deadline will automatically be extended for 4 days. Again, check the syllabus for the details on that and reach out with any questions. Finally, academic integrity. I've actually done all of my graduate work here at UNLV. I'm a fellow Rebel, so the importance of academic integrity is really a personal one for me because it affects the quality of my degree as well. I don't tolerate any kind of plagiarism or cheating, but I find that most students don't really have any issues in that department. So moving on to the points available for the class, we're going to start with an introduction post this week. There are instructions available on WebCampus. Basically, tell the people in your discussion group who you are and some basic details about you. 190 points will come from the McGraw-Hill Connect platform where we'll be doing LearnSmart assignments. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Each week, or most weeks, we'll also be doing a discussion question. There's 10 points available for each of those discussion questions each week for a total of 120 points. We have 3 separate written assignments that are due throughout the semester. Those are worth 20 points apiece for a total of 60 points. And then we'll also be taking 3 exams worth 50 points each for a total of 150. That'll be a total of 520 points. Any graduate students who are enrolled in the class will be writing an additional paper, and that paper will be worth 50 points. So that's a breakdown of how points are assigned over the course of the semester. Let's talk a little bit more now about WebCampus and other technology. In order to successfully complete the course, you're going to have access to WebCampus. If you are listening to this lecture, then I'm assuming that you have been able to log in and find the class. And then you'll also need access to audio, because I do recorded lectures for each of the topics that we'll cover here in class. You're also going to need access to McGraw-Hill's Connect platform, where those LearnSmart assignments are available. And then I'm also going to ask you to set up an account at remind.com. This is a text-based announcement system where I can send text announcements to you, and you can text back to me without any of us having to know anybody's cell phone number individually. And I will use that system for class announcements and deadline reminders. So I'll ask you to set up an account there. The class code that you'll need is at PBH435. Please reach out with any comments or concerns about that. But I will be using that tool to make announcements and send deadline reminders. I find that students don't check their email as regularly as they used to, and that phone-based communication is really a much more effective way to reach students. So I'll be using that to communicate. Moving on to the LearnSmart platform. LearnSmart is an interactive textbook. If you haven't used it before, I've gotten really great feedback about it over the past couple semesters as I've started to use it. Students tend to really find that the time they spend on LearnSmart assignments is productive, which is important to me. So McGraw-Hill is the textbook's publisher. Connect is the platform that they use to distribute their electronic materials. There are LearnSmart assignments, which we'll be using, and then other kinds of assignments, but they're all available through this Connect platform. You'll need to have an online access code. The best way to make sure that your online access code links up with WebCampus is actually to go through those steps on WebCampus, and there are instructions on WebCampus about how to do that. If you purchased your book through the bookstore, you should have gotten an online access code, and you'll be able to link that to the class the same way. We'll be doing 1 or 2 modules a week on LearnSmart modules on the Connect platform. Those are worth 10 points each, so that's out that 190 points that we looked at on the point breakdown. In terms of getting connected through WebCampus, there are detailed instructions available in the Start Here folder on WebCampus, and the item is called Getting Started with LearnSmart. If you have any questions about how that should be working, you can always contact McGraw-Hill Technical Support. Once you leave the WebCampus envelope, once you've clicked on anything related to LearnSmart, our on-campus technical support folks are not going to be able to help you out. You'll need to be calling McGraw-Hill's tech support at 800-331-5094 instead. Let's take a quick look at where you'll find that connection information. I'm going to switch over to WebCampus now. All right, so your class will look a little different than mine because mine's in teacher mode, but basically once you get to the Start Here folder, you'll be able to see this item right here, Getting Started with McGraw-Hill Connect. It will be important to get this done before week 1 is over, and this is where the detailed slides are. You can either purchase access to Connect through the bookstore, or if you want to just do it through WebCampus, you can make sure that it's the easiest way to make sure that your classes get linked. So as the item says, we'll go to the LearnSmart folder and we'll click on the first item, Week 1 Connect to Connect. So if we go to Course Content, here's the LearnSmart folder, and at the top you'll see Week 1 Connect to Connect. You'll click on this, it will take you over to the Connect platform, and you'll have the opportunity to log in if you've used this platform before, or to create a new account. And that's where those instructions from McGraw-Hill will pick up, and they'll be able to show you, they'll take you through step by step how that works. If you have any questions, reach out, keeping in mind that, I have a lot of knowledge about health studies of dangerous drugs. I'm not a technical support expert, and it may be more effective to just call McGraw-Hill. Hopefully the process will be smooth and we should be up and running with that before the week is out. Now, not everything will happen smoothly. We will have technology issues. It happens every semester. bound to happen one way or the other. Your best approach here is to be in touch early and often. Let me know if you're having problems with your connections, if you let me know if you're having problems with WebCampus, if the LearnSmart assignment isn't opening for you. Fill me in. If you can tell me before the assignment is due, it's always going to have a more positive result for you than if I catch up with you 4 weeks after wondering where the assignment is and you say, oh, I couldn't get to the internet that day. Please be proactive. Do reach out to the appropriate tech support staff, either the help desk at UNLV 895-0777 or the McGraw-Hill technical support folks number on the previous slide. Let's take a minute now to talk through a typical week here for PBH 435. There will be a chapter or two of assigned reading each week, and your first step will be to complete that reading. Next, you'll go do the LearnSmart module. You'll get to that through that LearnSmart folder we just looked at in WebCampus. There'll be 1 or 2 of those depending on how many chapters we read. And the practice or the LearnSmart assignment will need to be completed for those by Sunday at midnight. And Sunday at midnight will be the typical deadline for most of our assignments here over the course of the semester, with a few exceptions that we'll discuss. In general, those LearnSmart modules will be available a week or 2 before they're due, so you should have plenty of time to work on those. After you've done the reading and done the LearnSmart assignment or the practice, next, you're going to listen to the lecture. I do have audio lectures available with the PowerPoint slides for all the topics that we'll cover over this course of the semester. They're broken down typically into about 10 or 15-minute chunks, so you can handle those in smaller pieces if you like. There'll also be a study guide available while you're listening to the lecture. Those study guides are not an assignment that you turn in for credit, but I do highly recommend that you complete them because they're an excellent way to prepare for the exams. So you've done your reading, you've completed your LearnSmart assignment, and you've listened to the lecture and completed your study guide. Other than that, your regular weekly assignment will be your discussion post. These are worth 10 points a week, and the class has been broken up into discussion groups of about 8 people apiece. I have some guidelines for what a high-quality discussion post will look like in the Start Here folder. Please take a look at that. But we do have 2 different deadlines for those. You're going to do your main post, your primary response to the discussion question. It will need to be posted by Wednesday at midnight. That's worth 6 points of the 10 points that are available. And again, those guidelines for high quality posts are in the Start Here folder. Now, after all of those main posts are posted by Wednesday at midnight, then we have a couple of days for responses. You'll be responsible for 2 replies to members of your group by Sunday at midnight. And that's worth 4 points. So main post by Wednesday at midnight, and then your replies by Sunday at midnight. Now those replies, they do need to be substantive. Just saying I agree or good post is not going to get you the credit for those replies. You will need to do some kind of meaningful engagement with the material that your classmates posted in their main posts. So that's how that works, and if you're interested, the logic behind it is if I just make it all due Sunday at midnight, and then the people in your group don't post their main posts until Sunday at midnight, it doesn't really give you a chance to get those replies up in time. So main post by Wednesday at midnight, and then time to get those replies composed by Sunday at midnight. Let me know if you have any questions, but that is how a typical week will go here in our class. So for this particular week, our assignments are a little different, and we really use this week to make sure that our technology is up and running. Your first step is going to be to set up your McGraw-Hill Connect account to get access to those LearnSmart assignments. You'll want to complete the Connect to Connect assignment that we looked at, available in the LearnSmart modules folder through course content. And then you'll want to set up a Remind account for those announcements and deadline reminders. And then finally, the post that you'll be responsible for this week by Sunday at midnight will be the introduction post. And the details about that are available in your group, your individual group discussions. That wraps us up for today. Please reach out with any questions, and I will talk to you next week. Thank you.